Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. BlueDragonFive here with the first 2018 installment of Disney Debates. Tonight's topics include the following. What property should Disney buy next with their heaps of money? What is the best moment from Last Jedi? And what is the most anticipated Disney film for 2018? Alright, so without further delay, the clock's ticking away as well. Let's get ready and greet our defenders of the Disney lore. In this corner, the word that best describes him is, I don't know, something like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or by another.
I believe he was going to introduce me, and I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Off to a great start.
In this corner, he may not be as wonderful as Sandy Brooks in Snow, but he is. There's another way of phrasing it would be, he's also Mary Poppins, y'all. Here comes Sandy Claus. Give it up for him.
Here comes Santa Claus right down Santa Claus Lane.
How come I'm Mary Poppins? I thought Tiki was Mary Poppins.
I know, right? What's going on?
Are we all Mary Poppins?
Is this like an army of Yondu Mary Poppins? Yondu Mary Poppins clones, just a line of like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
All right, let's go a little far away on the next one then. Okay, so in this corner.
All right.
He knows the Force is more than just moving rocks, but it helps. Welcome, Jacob Wile!
Woo!
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. How we doing, guys?
I just want to say for the record that I got a Switch at Christmas time, and I love my Switch more than I have ever loved another human being. I am seriously having a love affair with that piece of technology.
Well, hey, at least it a pretty strong commitment there.
Yep.
Nintendo Switch is pretty cool.
Obviously, I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but it kind of feeds into my opening arguments.
All right. Okay, so folks, this is the first debate of the new year, and we're testing some new stuff out, to reflect the new year, let's say. So we're gonna switch things up a little, mainly when we get to the speed round. But so far things will be pretty straightforward. So here's a little refresher, so we know where we're at this installment here. Is for the folks who may be new to the show, or just those at home playing the home game. So a little refresher. So folks, simply like this: you got 3 questions, i.e., 3 rounds. Assuming everyone gets 1 point, or one person gets all 3 points, we go to the break glass in case of emergency question, unless it is not necessary because of our new favorite little practice, the dreaded coin. The coin. The coin is something we're going to use after 3 rounds. After 3 rounds, it goes simply heads you get a point, tails you lose a point, and you have an option. It's not mandated. Basically, at the end of the initial 3 rounds, you'll be present all 3 of our contestants. You'll be presented with the option, which they can opt in or opt out of. Of course, the way we're going to be going about here, we're just going to we're going to go around and reveal our picks, just kind of get into the groove of who has what, and everyone will give an opening statement, and then the Battle Royale segment, where we're just gonna, fight it out. Good old Americana there. Let's just argue about who's right.
And we should probably wait till Tiki comes back.
Well, he knows the rules.
Yeah, well, we can start it up.
Well, of course, folks. Good old R2. Here's the bell. And we may have a little guest star when we get to the speed round, but I've already said too much.
I can imagine it's probably a porg or something.
Well, we'll see.
It totally is.
Anyway, all right. Okay, well, what do you guys do for the holidays? Think you shared, he's going gaga over the Switch. Anything you guys want to remark about around the holidays?
I got an animation light box.
What's that?
Oh, come on,
Oh,
Dragon.
I'm sorry. I misheard you for. I thought you said like a light box, but it's a light box. Okay, that's cool.
Light box, yeah.
I want to take a light box. What's that? Well, Jake, what about you?
Well, I got a Samsung watch.
Ooh.
Nice.
And also an Echo. And also an Amazon Echo.
Maybe I got Batman: The Enemy Within. The most recent Telltale game. I kind of waited a while so I can get it, ideally get it close to when all the chapters are up. I'm kind of halfway through.
Sweet.
Still waiting those last 2 chapters. I hate the release of the Telltale games, but regardless, they're a blast. I love the reimagining of this Batman. They're changing up the mythology. It's really cool.
Yeah, I really thought so too.
Right. All right.
This is awkward.
No, it's fine. So, folks, of course, we encourage everyone to check out the previous Disney debates, as well as other features and channels and podcasts, such as So We Want to Be Imagineer, Just Giggle It, is another kind of a friend of ours on the podcast. We always like to kind of look at their work. Also, I don't know, maybe Youch Films, perhaps?
What about that? What's going on?
Perhaps let's shout out Youch Films podcast. I mean, everyone loves that one. Sandy, maybe you'd be the best to hand that off to. What can you tell us about Youch Films?
Oh, it's my own personal little film production, quote unquote, company. I host a not quite a regular podcast, but I host a podcast where we get a few guests every few months that come on, and we talk about them. We talk with them about their careers and different things like that. General kickback discussion, nothing too incredibly formal, just to liven the mood and everything. But of course, you guys, Tiki, join me with that. So, I'm rambling now. To you, Jacob, what can you tell us?
About what?
We've been listening to recently. Anything you want to give like a little shout out to? Any things you've been enjoying the crap out of lately? Around kind of the downtime between holidays.
Me?
No. Well, we'll get to you. I mean, so let's give Jacob the floor for a second.
Oh,
Jacob,
yeah.
Certainly. Kind of pluggers, kind of talk about while we got a little bit of an open forum going on here.
I got nothing really. Nothing really interesting on the home front here.
I recommend you guys check the chat box in the.
No, I've seen. We're just.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry to cut you off, Jacob.
That's like I said, nothing really interesting happening in the good old Ohio.
I'll tell you, I've been watching. There's kind of some ABC kind of Disney cross pollination going on here. I was actually watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and America's favorite Howard Hamlin, otherwise known as the wonderful Patrick Fabian, appeared on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I was really delighted to see him there because I knew he was going to appear. I didn't know what episode, and it was on the episode that Clark Gregg directed, which kind of aired officially this week. So, yay!
Woo.
All right.
Ta-da! He's back.
Wow.
Yeah, yay!
Okie dokie.
God, the fact that we're still on air is a freaking miracle.
We've just been talking back and forth. We've just been talking back.
Christ.
Back.
All right. Let me just screen share. Wow. Dragon, do you want to just start the first round and I'll just screen share, all right?
We need to know who's going when.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, folks.
Okay, set it up, Dragon.
Okay, folks, we got the randomizer here. We're putting it out back order so we can establish who goes when. Basically establish our big headline and order of this fine evening. So,
wow, Dragon, you're coming in really, really, really bad there.
You're going to have to do something about this, man. But anyways, let's... I swear to God, Dragon, I've done everything I can do on my end with this. It's something on your end. But
I don't go
yeah,
first.
Congratulations, Jacob.
You always seem to go last, Tiki.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm lucky. Anyways. Okay. All right, let's get to the first round.
Okay. Round number 1. What property should Disney buy next? Of course, this prompted by the Disney Fox, the Disney Fox hoopla that closed out 2017. What should they buy? What property should Disney buy next?
All right.
Establish who has what.
Sandy?
Oh, I chose Amblin Entertainment.
All right. Jacob?
Jacob?
Okay, I through as Tiki can get, and Tiki can watch for a lot of back and forth deliberation between myself. I ultimately decided to go with an unconventional, bite the bullet route and went with Microsoft, the tech giant Microsoft.
And I went with the one and only true pick, my love affair, Nintendo.
All right. Okay, so for the opening statements, what I'm looking for, guys, what I really want to hear in the opening statement, I want the why, why, basically I'm looking for why. Give me a sales pitch as if I were on the Disney board. That's what I want to hear.
Right. And Dragon, do you know what I want from you?
The return?
I want you to be checking the microphone and everything and doing everything you can while this is going on, while still paying as attention to the debates as you can, all right?
Of course.
All right, so we're doing opening statements.
Yeah.
Or wait, I'm sorry, Sandy. I'm confuddled here, guys. Sorry.
All right, opening statement time?
Yeah.
All right. Founded in 1981, Amblin Entertainment has been the cinema signature of director Steven Spielberg, producing countless films and television shows. I can vividly picture that the Disney company would have strong dibs on this should it ever become available. That's it.
Okay.
I was expecting a bit more. Okay.
It can be short and sweet.
I know. I said my choice is a rather unconventional and probably impractical in the long run, but I honestly think that Microsoft's integration would have various benefits, like the access to technology, various IPs. Like there's all kinds of stuff that could be benefited from it, which I will go into in further discussion later. But I think Microsoft and Disney would make a great pair.
All right, so Nintendo, basically with the video game division, just keep doing what you're doing. Just like let the video game division be. The Switch is awesome. It's kicking ass. It's groundbreaking. It's revolutionary. Just basically let Disney have a chunk of that pie. Let them have the revenue, and with that revenue, they need to start doing ambitious things with Nintendo. They need to start up a cinematic universe. They need to start building, you know what, screw this Super Nintendo land that Universal's talking about. We need to get all kinds of various things. I just feel like Nintendo is synonymous with quality entertainment. Nintendo is synonymous with family. Mario is a gaming icon. Mario is something where just a little collection of pixels can be recognizable the world over. I feel like Mario and Mickey Mouse are very simpatico with each other because both are iconic, both are instantly recognizable, and both stick out and are worldwide, globally famous figures that basically are flagships for their entire brand. So just picture for my opening statement, Mario and Mickey Mouse, maybe an 8-bit Mickey Mouse and an 8-bit Mario shaking hands with each other. That's what I want from this Nintendo pairing.
All right, boys. Fight it out.
Well, Tiki, Mario works in the sewer, and rats.
Okay, actually, the fact that
in the sewer.
The fact that Mario is a plumber has been retconned, Sandy. It's been retconned since Super Mario Galaxy. That is no longer the case.
He's actually
canon.
Nintendo has actually gone on their official Japanese website that he's listed as former plumber.
So his job is not a plumber anymore.
Is he a rat extinguisher now?
He's never been a rat extinguisher. I don't know where you're getting that from. Jacob, Nintendo kicks Microsoft's ass in every conceivable way. The Xbox is rendered irrelevant by Nintendo. Any IP that Microsoft has, Nintendo has a better IP to counteract that. Technology sucks. Everyone hates Internet Explorer. Apple is kicking Microsoft's ass when it comes to programming, when it comes to computers. Microsoft, I feel like at this point is kind of a distant third, honestly.
It is. I have to say I saw this card up here on the and I thought, wow, Microsoft. Oh, hey, that's still a thing. Oops. Oh yeah. Okay. But Microsoft is just.
You guys want to buy some Internet Explorer?
They're just not quite with the game, unfortunately.
As far as the game, I wasn't really focused on the whole gaming aspect of the company.
Well, good, because Nintendo would just curb stomp the hell out of you.
And not necessarily, because the Microsoft does have a lot of fantastic franchises to deal with. They're not entirely dead in the ground like everybody thinks they are.
Let's hear these franchises, Jacob. Franchise. Let's hear these franchises.
I don't need to. That's not really important, but to my argument.
Yeah, I'd say it's important if your argument's leaned on franchises. I'd say give us some bullet points.
My argument isn't based on franchise. It's more based on their access to technology.
Okay.
I was like, think about the
Nintendo Switch is the most revolutionary piece of family hardware, family gaming entertainment to come along, maybe since the NES itself. So if you're talking about technology, basically giving, could you imagine Disney working with Nintendo Switch, making like augmented reality games? Could you imagine basically like a more fully fledged out Pokemon Go, like a fully fledged out game version of Pokemon Go using augmented reality on the Switch? That's the type of stuff we're dealing with if the money that Disney has gets involved with Nintendo's creative process.
Okay, hold on. First of all, they'd have to solve the battery issues with the Switch, because that's the main problem. Like it's mobile, but it doesn't really do. You can't really go anywhere with it anywhere. And all
right. Well, I feel like we're kind of letting Sandy off the hook here. So let's talk about Amblin. Sandy, I feel like you and we both have the problem that Universal technically owns a part of ours, but I feel like your issue is way more complicated than my issue is. Universal simply owns the theme park rights. Disney knows how to navigate that kind of stuff because Universal owned the Marvel theme park rights when they first bought out Marvel. So I'm sure there's ways around that. But Sandy, the problem with you is that your franchises are literally simpatico with Universal, like classic Universal, like E.T., Jurassic Park, like down the line.
It's basically
stuff that can't be disassociated from Universal Studios in the collective consciousness.
It's basically, and of course, not counting the Roger Rabbit shorts. Amblin's only worked with Steven Spielberg. Through Steven Spielberg's only worked with Disney a grand total of twice.
So can BFG. I don't know if you're counting that or not.
I'm going to really quickly pitch out the main reason why I want Nintendo is because Nintendo and Disney, if they work together, Disney knows how to craft a cinematic universe. Obviously, they have the best and most successful one ever. Nintendo has Super Smash Brothers. Nintendo has a bunch of iconic franchises. They have Star Fox. They have The Legend of Zelda. They have Super Mario Brothers. They have Metroid. All these franchises are different genres that kind of feel vaguely superhero-esque that can be melded together through different movies and have team-up movies called Super Smash Brothers where you team these characters up together. Honestly, we need to revolutionize video game movies because video game movies have been in the dumpster. This is a big reason why I want Nintendo and Disney to work together. Screw, like, what the hell is this? Like, with Universal, they're making, like, Professor Pikachu or whatever with Ryan Reynolds, and they're making the CGI Mario Brothers movie. It's like, no, I feel like away with Thor Ragnarok, which is essentially 80s heavy metal album covers the movie, we could get away with a proper live-action Super Mario Brothers movie. There's no way. There's no reason why Nintendo has to be shy about that.
Technically, Disney already did make a live-action Super Mario Brothers movie, and it was bad.
You're right. Technically, they did it. That was Disney. I won't argue with you there. But it's been so long, Dragon. It's been so long, Jacob. You know, it's been so long since that movie. And like I said, like they also Howard the Duck movie also exists. But nowadays, Howard the Duck is like, you know, the Galaxy character. And many people want a Howard the Duck Netflix series or even a Howard the Duck spinoff movie. Like, that's something people are generally clamoring for. So I really don't see why the same thing can't be said for America's most beloved former plumber.
As far as my stuff goes, like, Microsoft has a lot of advancements in virtual reality already going on. Like, this integration into the parks and their franchises would be excellent for both Microsoft and the company, and the research and development would aid that immensely.
All right, let me hear from Sandy. You wanted to respond to anything you want to say about Amblin, or respond to any of the accusations lobbied against Amblin?
Well, Disney, I think Disney is known for working things out, and as with, you know, they've worked with Fox and Universal with these types of things before. They know how to work around. They're Disney, for Pete's sake. I mean, they bought out Star Wars, they bought out Marvel. They've done all this.
Yeah, but we're talking they're going to buy out Amblin, not Universal, Ezra. That's the problem here. That's what makes it more complicated.
And the problem is Steven Spielberg would probably be due to his experience, would probably be very hesitant to work with them ever again.
All right, Sandy, in your mind, what does Amblin include for what Disney would get?
Didn't think that one through.
Well, there you go.
Look at him go.
Look at him go. So isn't the Nintendo Switch awesome, guys? You know, it's one of the best-selling home consoles ever, and you can take it anywhere. Wouldn't that be like right at home? And here's the thing, Disney. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Dragon. Think of the audio. Can you just tell us who won and just move on?
Fine. All right, point goes to Tiki.
Woo! All right.
Round two. Okay, round two. Inspired by, of course, the highly anticipated release of Episode 8, we're all feeling the Star Wars buzz. What is the best moment of The Last Jedi?
Okay. Ezra?
Kylo versus Luke at the very end.
All right, my pick is the Kylo Ren and Luke flashbacks. Technically, both of them, because they're pretty much both the same scene anyway.
All right, Jacob,
just roll with it, Dragon. Just roll with it.
Just roll with it. Sure, fine.
All right, and my moment is Snoke's death, aka Kylo Ren destroying the rule of two within Star Wars.
Right, I've now just realized. I put a disclaimer in the video that this round, I hope people have the sense to skip over this round. Basically, folks, in the video, when you see this image up, just skip past it in case you have not seen The Last Jedi yet.
I know, I just realized that too, yeah.
So just put a disclaimer in there. Regardless, just skip past when you see the image.
Right, all of timestamps.
All right, so Tiki, so you have the team up, right?
Yes. Like I said, it's kind of I like to say the obliteration of the rule of two.
So the game changer team up. Right.
Yep. Okay, Sandy, opening statement.
Well, this scene, this scene just kind of speaks for itself. I think it's a marvelous ending to a controversial film, but I personally love this movie. I loved the way the scene played out. I loved the twist at the end. I was not expecting that. I love just how this whole scene comes together, how it plays off. the acting and the timing. It all works together very well. Done.
Jacob?
Okay, my scene is the Kylo Ren and Luke flashbacks. In this, we actually get a glimpse as to what really happened, like why Luke Skywalker sentenced himself to exile, and what spurred Kylo Ren further, or Ben Solo rather, further down the path to the dark side. Like this scene in itself turns many things on its head. Like preconceived notions of each character goes completely a different direction, and I'll stop it. It's just an overall well crafted scene. It makes you question pretty much everything you've ever thought about these characters.
All right, first of all, I just want to acknowledge it was my responsibility to have Jacob choose between one of the three, and I totally forgot. So, Dragon, that's why you're flustered. All on me. That's my bad. But like I said, because we're having the audio issue, let's just roll with it. It's a freaking miracle that this podcast is even live because of my dropout. So, all right. So what can be said about, other than, yeah, it pissed a lot of fanboys off, fanboys who were just blindly clinging to the idea that every Star Wars movie has to be exactly the same. I love Snoke's death. What?
No, I was just laughing. It's funny.
I love Snoke's death because it's completely, like, it throws everything you ever knew about Star Wars out the window. Because we're just thinking, like, okay, I know how this is going to go. We're just going to be like, all right, we're just going to be controlling Kylo. And then at the very end of Episode 9, Kylo's going to turn around on Snoke. It within Episode 8, it essentially puts the fast-forward button on this new trilogy. And it makes Kylo Ren and unique villains, not just in Star Wars, but in any mainstream blockbuster franchise that we've seen in the last 20 years or so. It makes Kylo Ren a definitive gray area villain, where he's not out to destroy the galaxy, he's simply out for the glory of his own legacy. Turn, and what makes it all the better is the fist pumping moment right at the end with Rey and teaming up against the beloved aforementioned Crayola guys in that epic slow-mo shot that kind of symbolizes, like, hey, look, light side, dark side, what is that concept? The light side, dark side concept is basically non-existent after this moment, and that's why I freaking love it. Fanboys, I feed on your tears. I feed on them. All right, I'm done.
All right, guys, try to kill each other.
Woo! All right. So, Andy, I just want to acknowledge the way you described your moment was literally Luke trolling Kylo Ren. What it is. And as I gotta say, as the finale for a Star Wars movie, it is basically a more hyped up version of the lightsaber fight in New Hope, but I mean, it's kind of weak sauce compared to all the other lightsaber fights. You know what I mean? It's like even in A New Hope, the lightsabers like actually strike each other once or twice.
This isn't a fight, though. I don't think this should be considered a fight. It's basically
because it's the climax of the movie, though. It's the climax of the movie, and the climax of the movie basically boils down to Rey moving a bunch of rocks and Luke being like, "Ha lol, LMFAO."
So basically, so I feel like you're contradicting yourself here because now you're saying that the movie has to end in a lightsaber fight, and if it doesn't, then it's satisfying.
No, I'm not saying the movie has to end in a lightsaber fight. I'm saying the movie has to end on a high note, and your moment, while it's interesting, I feel like your moment, Sandy, is also very much the biggest of the Force works moment of the movie, in that, like, inexplicable. Like, I feel like, yeah, this movie is built upon changing stuff. It is built upon establishing new ideas within the Star Wars canon. Like, there's a big difference between, like, hey, we're killing the villain off in the second chapter of the saga instead of the third chapter, There's a big difference between that, which is a very practical thing to do. Like, okay, and now we're gonna like literally like write a new thing into the Force where Luke can like astral project himself.
That's not exactly.
Just going off, guys. That might be an issue.
That really?
The power just went off in your house?
Yeah, it literally the power just died.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me still?
Hates everyone tonight. Yeah, it's I can hear you.
One of the reasons why this is postponed is because my charger wouldn't work.
Oh god.
Did you buy a cursed charger and not tell us? Is that what happened?
No, it was just a charger that I got a few years that I got with the computer and it stopped working.
You didn't buy it from a gypsy, did you?
No.
All right.
Okay, well let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Just let me know if you hear me or I don't know. I might cut out. So
I can hear you. So
it was Microsoft.
Yeah, it was Microsoft, wasn't it?
Oh, God. Jacob, you start.
Oh wait, it looks like the power's on in my house. It's just the light in my room just went off. I don't know what.
Oh, it's a light bulb. Essentially, you got us all worried over a light bulb going out.
Alrighty then.
Anyway, Jacob, flashback, go.
All right, my flashback. The flashback pretty much like if you want to talk about turning Star Wars on its head, it's like these things make you question everything about Luke Skywalker. It's like even after the whole story is revealed, it's like even for here's the important thing, like heroes are people too. It's like even heroes can have moments of weakness. He did it because he was Luke Skywalker. He got caught up in his own hubris. It's like it deconstructs the classic heroes trope. It's like it basically turns the entire concept of a Star Wars hero on its head. This is the proud Skywalker that we had come to know, completely torn down to his basic element. And basically,
Jacob, here's the problem with your moment. Now that you're actually deciding to go with all three of the flashbacks, is that your moment is literally spread throughout 45 minutes of the movie.
That's not really part of an issue because like they all take place at the same time. And it's only 2 moments, by the way.
Oh, no, it's 3, Jacob. If you're counting all the flashbacks, you see it from Kylo's point of view, you see it from Luke's point of view, and then you see it from the, from basically the real point of view.
But Luke's is the real point of view.
Jacob, I just saw this movie yesterday, all right? 3 flashbacks.
All right. There.
And so I feel like the indecisiveness on that part, you know what I mean? It's, I don't know. It's hard to argue with Jacob's moments. It is. I'll admit that. Okay, here's the thing, Jacob. I feel like with you, like I said, I feel like all 3 of our things, like, I don't want you guys to come at me with the whole, like, oh, you're being hypocritical, Tiki, because you're core fundamentals of Star Wars. Yeah, all 3 of our things change the core fundamentals in Star Wars in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like mine just does it with the most brisk, like, it's the most clean change out of the 3. Jacob, your moment kind of fundamentally changed the whole narrative element of Star Wars by introducing flashbacks, which is something we've never seen before. And I'm not saying we can't do flashbacks. I'm not saying they don't work well. I'm just saying your moment, just by having to rely on them, it's whereas, like I said, with my moment, it's just a clean sweep. Like Snoke's dead, Luke and Rey teamed up, game changer moment, boom. 2 moments, it's a little more messy. It's a little more like, all right, we have to have these like weird flashbacks spliced throughout the movie.
I wouldn't exactly.
Also, go ahead.
One reason why I picked it is because it changes it in subtle ways. It's like even the characters that we know and love aren't exactly what they seem, and I don't think the flashbacks really take away from that. And I mean, Snoke was never really that intriguing to begin with. I mean, you've openly said that yourself.
Why I love the idea of him being killed off, because we didn't need 3 movies of Snoke. Like I said, the fanboy tears, Jacob. I feed on the fanboy tears because I was so sick of hearing like, oh, who's Snoke? Darth Plagueis has got to be Snoke. If Darth Plagueis isn't Snoke, then I'm boycotting the movie. And this was just the ultimate FU JJ moment of, well, by the way, I think that J.J. Abrams was fully in on the Snoke thing. I'm just using the FU JJ thing with Kevin Smith, but I don't know. It's I feel like with Snoke, the fact that Snoke was such a simplistic villain makes it all the more satisfying. Like, okay, you're getting rid of that guy to focus on this guy who you're inexplicably cheering for, even though he freaking killed Han Solo in the last movie. And this moment makes you cheer for that mother effer. The best moment.
Sandy, can I hear more from you? What?
See you around, kid.
Look at him go. Come on, Sandy. Come on.
You can. It's like we're fighting we're fighting tooth and nail here. Like Dragon said, we need to try and kill each other.
I feel like Sandy is like not really here. He's like an astral projection.
I'm using the Force to project myself into another galaxy.
Exactly. So that's why you're struggling to come up with points.
I guess that's Sandy. I guess the projected Sandy's a lot smarter.
I had no idea that Jacob was using the whole going against the stereotype of hero's journey as a part of his scene. The scene that he chose.
Yeah.
That's basically a huge reason why I love the film. I wasn't prepared to fight up against that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, I got to admit, Jacob, I mean, I have said on record that Jacob's moment might be my second favorite moment in the movie. I'm man enough to admit that. As I've gone on record several times saying it is the most Rian Johnson, like Breaking Bad-esque moment in the movie. Having said that, I feel like my moment is in the movie. My moment is the moment where it's like I feel like my moment, when all is said and done, it pissed people off in the same way that I Am Your Father pissed people off back in the day, but it's going to be remembered as a big wow moment in the same way that I Am Your Father was.
You could kind of actually say the same thing about Luke even thinking about killing Kylo.
Yeah, but like I said, Dragon, or Jacob, like I said,
I'm not Dragon.
I know you're not Dragon. I feel like my moment is really the only moment that can be summed up as literally a moment. Rey and Kylo join up, whereas Ezra's is more of a scene, and Jacob, yours is a series of scenes. So fundamentally, I feel like mine wins just based on the dictionary definition of moment alone. It's a moment where you can just stand at, like you could put it on a poster. You know what I mean? Just the dark lightsaber, the red lightsaber and the blue lightsaber working together against the Crayola guys. Usually sums up my moment in one image.
Hold on.
Just sitting here drinking my Howard Hamlin tea. All right.
All right. Well,
so far so good, Dragon, on the audio. So,
all right. Well, it's a little more difficult for this one, but I'll just simply give it to. I'm gonna give it to Jacob.
Oh,
that's
well
fair.
deserved.
That's fair because I feel like both Sandy and I kind of folded under him a little bit.
Me? No. Oh, come on. I did a great job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like
okay.
You even admit it's like I wasn't prepared for that.
No,
that was a great
was
one.
less transparent.
This is a great choice, Jacob. Very well deserved.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. And I was literally grasping at straws. I was like, you can't do flashback to Star Wars. That's not how you do things.
That's not how this one. That's not how the Force works.
Okay.
I love Yondu and
Round-
Star. Oh my gosh.
Round 3.
Round 3.
Like, as a
Yes.
I was like when they mentioned like funny story behind this thumbnail. Like I couldn't find an actual picture of the poster because they haven't released one yet. Like Tiki said he would have also accepted a picture of Yondu, so I photoshopped one behind him.
All right, folks, to ring in the new year right, what is the most anticipated Disney film of 2018? So it's all on the table, anything under the Disney banner. Just tell me, here's what I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear after, of course, we announce who has what. I want to know, I want you guys in your opening statement, tell me why should I care? And then, of course, when we get to the the fight out segment, I want to know why is it more anticipated than the other. So you got that opening statement. Why should I care? Why should I buy a ticket in advance for this movie? That's kind of what I'm looking for. All right. So who has?
Sandy?
Oh. Incredibles 2. This is my choice. We've seen some no pun.
No. Sandy, just round table.
Oh.
Saying
sorry.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2. That's what I have.
Jacob?
I have Wreck-It Ralph 2.
And I have Mary Poppins Returns, y'all.
Technically, all sequels.
Right. Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah, if you want to use that phrasing.
Well, technically, they are sequels.
I'm just saying it's a neat little coincidence they're all sequels. All right, Mr. Semantics.
And I'm saying I'm disappointed that Gigantic got canceled.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's kind
It
of
means that I'm
unrelated there.
disappointed that Disney doesn't have original movies in the works that aren't sequels.
That was technically going to be based on Jack and the Beanstalk, so they wouldn't.
Okay, yeah. Anyways. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was based on a fairy tale, but that's still an original Disney movie. That's not a sequel. Anyways.
And someone needs some decaf today. He's getting all cranky on us anyway.
All right, Ezra, your opening statement with Incredibles 2.
We've seen some, no pun intended, incredible news about the new Incredibles feature.
really?
Something fans have. This is something fans have wanted since the 2004 release of the first film. Mary Poppins Returns, however, is not something that anyone asked for. It's simply another Disney cash-in, much like Beauty and the Beast or The Jungle Book or the new films coming out, such as Dumbo. Wreck-It Ralph hasn't been around long enough to build the type of fan base that Incredibles has. Simple as that, and that is simply why Incredibles 2 is I feel is or should be the most highly anticipated highly anticipated film of 2018.
Jacob.
Okay, this is. In response to the fan base, Wreck-It Ralph has actually built up quite a decent fan base over the past year since it's been released. It's actually garnered a lot of acclaim, and as many people were disappointed that it lost to Brave at the Academy Awards. So it's actually, you can actually say it's achieved quite a decent fan base, and like.
Well, yeah, but Brave sucked.
Well, yeah, that's my point. But
of course. Sorry, what am I thinking?
Yeah.
Look at him go.
The thing is, the Wreck-It Ralph has attained, like, for its messages and production qualities and on general record, the first Wreck-It Ralph movie has attained quite a decent fan base, and like for its like love for the level of respect for nostalgia for its games and building upon a very colorful themes and everything. It's like. And it could easily very well be continued in Wreck-It Ralph 2. It's like even with its going into the digital age, it can still maintain the same charm without falling into like the obligatoriness of like cultural references and everything that plague a lot of others. Yeah, and plus we get to see cameos from like Marvel, Star Wars, Disney princesses. It's like it's the works, really.
Okay, so I feel like my pick is it's the lowest risk reward ratio of our three picks. Incredibles 2, honestly, I'm just like I've been very, very vocally out front, and I'm gonna use my points in the argument. I'm worried about Incredibles 2. I am not happy about the story directions that I've heard about it so far. I'm not happy that it's gonna be like basically a direct sequel. I'm not happy that John Ratzenberger is going to have a large role in it, assuming that The Underminer is going to be that role. I just think Incredibles 2, it has it, like, I'm sure it'll be a good movie. I'm sure of it. Don't get me wrong. It'll be, at the very least, a good movie. I just think Incredibles 2 has the possibility to disappoint. All I'm going to say about Wreck-It Ralph 2 is that it has the same premise as the Emoji Movie, and I literally do not get why it gets a free pass and then people freak out on the Emoji Movie like it's the worst thing ever. Wreck-It Ralph 2, literally, it's like the Emoji Movie. Hero who doesn't fit in, jumps through the internet and goes on an adventure. Wreck-It Ralph 2, same thing. Here's the thing. If Mary Poppins Returns is a disappointment, it's not really going to surprise anyone. It's going to be like, oh, okay, another mediocre Disney. If Incredibles 2 is a disappointment, it's going to be crushed. Myself included. If Mary Poppins is a disappointment, it's really not going to affect anything. People are just going to go back to their lives. It's the lowest risk versus the highest reward. If Mary Poppins is a success, if Mary Poppins crushes it, if Mary Poppins smashes it out of the park, potential to go down as one of the best live-action Disney sequels ever, because I feel like the balls are lined up. I feel like Mary Poppins Returns has a great cast. It's got Lin-Manuel Miranda in a supporting role, plus working on the music, which is awesome. It's got Dick Van Dyke returning. Ingredients. And not to mention, I feel like Mary Poppins is one of those things where there's so much source material to mine the sequel is going for. This isn't going to necessarily even be a sequel to the Disney movie. It's more going to be a spiritual successor to the Disney movie, using the books as inspiration. Said, lowest risk, highest reward, Mary Poppins, y'all.
All right, boys. What do you got? Fight it out.
We don't need another Mary Poppins movie. The first one was all we needed. No one wanted this. No one asked for it. People have been asking and wanting Incredibles 2 for such a long time.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 inexplicably made Mary Poppins a freaking badass, Ezra. So I feel like there's culturally a swing towards Mary Poppins.
I'm just gonna assume you're joking right now.
No, I'm actually not fully joking. I mean, yes, I'm kind of joking, but at the same time, I do feel like Guardians at the very least put Mary Poppins back in the collective consciousness in a big way. I mean, you can't deny that. The Mary Poppins thing is the biggest meme of Guardians Volume 2. And Guardians Volume 2 is a huge movie. It's one of the biggest blockbusters of the year. So I feel like Disney knew what they were doing, you know, with that little reference. They were like, okay, we're going to sneak this in, and then we're going to get people talking about Poppins, quoting it in a positive way. Go ahead.
That actually wasn't planned. It was just basically put in on the spot.
Well, you know what? It worked, though. I feel like it worked. I feel like people are, you know, they might not be stoked for the new Poppins, but at the very least, they're aware of Mary Poppins.
The goal, but the point was like the most anticipated. Like you're pretty much saying it's not anticipated at all in your arguments.
No, but I'm saying
you pretty much just openly said it's not. It's low risk and not being anticipated. You pretty much just openly destroyed it. You pretty much just said it's not really anticipated at all. Like if it fails, no one cares. It's like it really
okay. Hold on. I feel like we need to get Dragon on this because the way I read the question is like, what is like personally your most anticipated?
Well, look, I mean, I guess it's broad to both. I'm just saying it's most anticipated film of 2018. I was kind of applying it to, you know, like try to sell me on it.
The way I read it was like basically like try and sell Dragon on why he would buy a ticket to over the others, right?
All right, look, here's what we're gonna do. Yes, I'll take the point in consideration. It doesn't like kill Tiki out of the argument or anything, but basically keep the point Jacob made in mind, but it doesn't kill what I'm you know, how we saw an individual person, I guess.
Captain.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, with Wreck-It Ralph, I feel like Wreck-It Ralph is going to be a been there, done that. It's like we've seen it time and time again. It's just going to be another Lego movie. And yeah, the clip that we saw at D23 might have been a really funny clip with a lot of funny like LOL, late LMFAO in jokes. but I don't think that's going to make a full, complete movie, especially if the whole movie is just like, hey, check out all these crazy Disney apps.
Because I highly doubt that's good.
I'm genuinely freaked out about Incredibles 2.
Well, my main problem with Wreck-It Ralph 2 right now is like there hasn't been a lot of stuff released about it yet. There hasn't been pretty much anything about it, so I'm working with bare bones here, actually. But like, it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Well,
It has
to
like
be fair, Jacob, I mean, the only thing we've seen of Incredibles 2 is a teaser, so I feel like we're all kind of on equal footing there for the most part.
We have seen that still featuring the family.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So why the hell is Incredibles 2 not a freaking fast forward? I mean, you guys know how I feel about that, but I just feel like Brad Bird is just going the easy route with Incredibles 2. Like I said, it's going to be a good movie. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good movie. I'm saying it has all the possibility in the world to be a disappointing movie, especially with the lack of creativity that they've shown of the premise so far. The premise right now is basically Mr. Mom. It's basically Mr. Mom with an Elastigirl side story. That's what we know
Tiki,
about.
How do you know? Okay, how do you know it's not going to be a fast forward? What if they do what they did the first one, where they start out in present day, but then they fast forward?
Do that, I will be so freaking happy. But there is nothing to indicate that that's the direction they're going in. Everything indicates, from the promotional artwork to the story synopsis, everything indicates we're not getting a flash forward in this movie.
And
if you do get a flash forward, Ezra, I would be the most happy little Tiki in the world. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, maybe they're trying to keep it under wraps. I mean, Pixar does this kind of stuff.
And I honestly don't think it indicates a lack of creativity.
I think it indicates a lack of risk taking, if anything else. I mean, it's like they're just they just know that an incredible sequel is going to work, and so they're just like, okay, we might as well just not age up the characters and tell a compelling story. Let's basically make a video game movie and make fucking Rise of the Underminer.
Well, think about it. It's kind of like this whole Star Wars situation. Like they're going against fan expectations.
Yeah, but are you fighting for Incredibles 2 now, Jacob?
No, I'm just trying to make a point here.
So back to Mary Poppins. I feel like I said, I feel the casting on Mary Poppins is impeccable. Emily Blunt is an Oscar winner. Emily Blunt's got the fanboy recognition with stuff like Live, Die, Repeat all over the place, and I feel like she's going to make a spectacular Mary Poppins. She's going to really live up to, I mean, probably not exceed Julie Andrews, obviously, but I feel like she's going to slip into the shoes of Julie Andrews quite comfortably. We get to see Dick Van Dyke in this universe again is really exciting to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
It would really be a missed opportunity if they don't mention the whole, like, where have you been, Mary Poppins? You said you wouldn't be away too long.
I agree.
Hey, Jake, let me hear more about Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Like, what kind of, I mean, and I'm trying to work in, like, it's a returning cast and crew. It has a lot of stuff going for it. And the whole emoji movie thing was kind of a low blow necessarily.
I don't necessarily think so, to be honest with you. That's my main problem with Wreck-It Ralph 2, is that it's really just going to be like, okay, yeah, emoji movie, no emoji movie. You got to admit, at the very least, it sounds very similar to the Lego movie, if anything else.
I mean, we don't. Okay, the premise hasn't even been known yet. I mean, okay, I mean, I'm just kind of
look at the title of the movie. Wait, I hate the title of the movie. I think I've been over this before. I think the title of the movie should have just been called Super Wreck-It Ralph, because, Super Nintendo was a sequel to the Nintendo. Anyways.
Alrighty.
I feel like we've made all the points we need to make, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
No one wants to get last lesson.
No, I'm satisfied. This is a very civil debate.
No bloodshed. Okay, let's see. A fun fact, by the way, Incredibles 2, they announced Bob Odenkirk's going to be in it, and that's awesome.
Ooh, Okay.
I just wanted to say it in case no one did. I just looked at that today. I was like, oh boy, that's going to be good.
And kind of, I hope he's the villain or something.
So let's see. So it's close. Honestly, I just wish I heard more from both of these guys. That's what I'm taking it from here. Well, I guess in answering the whole most anticipated element of it, I mean, I'll give it to Sam. I'm gonna give it to Sandy.
Oh man. Okay.
That brings us to a tie. All right, so we finally get to use a question I waited all of 2017 for.
Wait. We're not gonna do the flip a coin.
I was building up to it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Unless you guys feel brave enough to endure the coin.
I'm definitely brave enough to endure the coin. I don't know about you guys.
All right, so we're gonna go in chronological. We gotta go in the established order, though. So we're gonna go by you guys. I'm gonna ask who's in. Who has the wave?
Also, just to be clear, we flip a coin. Heads gets the point. Tails loses the point. Is that how we do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Sandy.
Sandy?
You in?
I'm in.
Oh boy. Okay.
Heads.
All right.
All right, Sandy now has 2 points.
Jacob, you in?
I'll flip.
All right.
Dang it! Coin flips never work out.
And
The coin flips never
Jacob,
work
you
out.
know there is a science to it, man. You could. Anyway, never mind.
These things
so the
never
science
work.
to it is I'm automatically in the speed round now because I have 1 point and I choose to pass. There's your science for you.
These coin flips never work out for me.
Sorry,
Jacob.
That's why it's called the dreaded coin flip.
The dreaded coin. I like how you've added the dreaded to it. Like, is that trademarked and everything?
Yeah, it's patent pending.
All right.
All right.
So am I gonna be like a judge now or something? All right.
You're going to be Judge Doom.
Judge Jake.
Remember, Eddie, when I killed your brother, I talked just like this.
I'll take the bit away from you.
Wow, that was horrible.
Okay, so folks, now it was speed round, and we're changing things up a little. Basically, we're going to do the speed round. We've made 2
Dragon, can I explain it since your audio is crackling?
Yeah.
Fine. Yes, explain.
Okay, so folks, we used to do 5 speed round questions. We're cutting. Basically, we're going into the speed round. Sandy has 2 points. I have 1 point, so he's up ahead. So whoever is up ahead after 3 will win. I'm trying to do the math and think if a tie is possible. Let me see if well, if there is a tie, then we'll go to a sudden death question. If not, then whoever gets the most points is the winner. Importantly, folks, only a 30-second opening statement and a 15-second rebuttal. No closing statement on the speed round anymore. That's very important.
And R2's taking the chair this round because we have a new kind of speed round little signal here. That's right, folks. That is a
What?
We have a porg in the studio, folks.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh god!
Porgs.
I love it. All right.
Arthur's taking a breather while our little porg buddy here. He's gonna adorably taking space up in a little chair here. So.
Oh my god! That's great. Okay.
I love porgs.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
All right. Speed round question numero uno. I'm gonna try to theme these just to keep them vaguely New Year's.
There is one speed round question I'm hoping that you pull out, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Based on this the repetitiveness of just how the Rockin' New Year's Eve has just been in constant decline, which Disney character should host a New Year's countdown show?
Ooh.
Oh.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to think about that one for a second.
What was the question again exactly?
Which Disney character should host a New Year's countdown show?
Let's go with the genie. Why not? I know the genie's kind of like a go-to answer for a lot of these personality-driven ones, but...
Donald Duck.
Wait, I changed my answer. Jack Sparrow. Fucking Jack Sparrow.
All right. Wait a minute. Okay, Jacob, should we allow that substitution?
I mean, you're the host. I mean, although I think since he changes, I think Sandy should be able to go first if he wants.
Well, usually going first is a disadvantage. You realize that, right, Jacob?
I mean, that's why I said if he wants.
Okay. Sandy?
I choose Donald Duck.
Oh, God. I have a feeling both of these are going to be very trolly answers.
So Jacob, so you think we should let him go with Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, let's do Jack Sparrow. Come on.
I'm not asking you, mister. I'm asking Jacob. The adults are talking.
Ultimately, it's not up to me, but it'd be interesting to see an answer other than the genie, because we kind of did like, who would you like to party with on New Year's Eve?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The genie is kind of a stock answer, so.
And I'm saying, and the answer is like, remember, because we had a while ago, we had the question like, what character would you like to party with on New Year's Eve? Mm-hmm. And my answer was the genie, so I'd actually kind of like to see what Tiki comes up with for Jack Sparrow.
Okay, so Tiki got Sparrow.
Okay. So Jack Sparrow, man, come on. New Year's Eve is the holiday where everyone gets drunk, everyone gets blind drunk and reigns in the new year. So who better to do that than the king of why is the rum gone? And here's the thing, Jack Sparrow, he has superpowers when he gets drunk if you watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So his superpower when hosting the New Year's Eve is being very, very coherent. Can't explain that well at all. Damn speed round.
Wow, that's annoying.
All right. I really got sidetracked there.
So what are they hosting here? A New Year's party?
Yeah, the countdown.
The Rocket New Year's Eve, Sandy, where it's, the TV special where they watch the ball drop and everything.
Oh, yeah. All right. Come on, it's Donald Duck. How could you not be incredibly entertained by watching Donald Duck host one of these things? He is short to temper, and you can't understand a single word he says. I'd imagine that nothing would go right, quack.
So, Sandy, that was literally the same argument you had for Donald Duck with partying with him on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
With Jack Sparrow, he's a drunk, but he's a lovable drunk, and who better to host something on New Year's Eve than a lovable drunk? That's all I got.
Sounds like it's having a baby.
I don't know. I think we better go back to R2 after this question, Dragon.
You know what's weird? It's supposed to it has more sayings, and usually it plays the other. I don't know why it's stuck on one.
All right. Sandy, 15 seconds.
All right, what's that Disney short with the orphans and making their own on the theater?
Orphans Benefit?
Yes, Orphans Benefit. Okay. So imagine something very similar to this where Donald is the host and he tries and tries and tries to entertain, but he just ends up getting everything thrown in his face. But he doesn't stop. He keeps going and he gets angry every single time.
I think this porg is trying to spite me this evening because it's just.
I think your microphone is trying to spite you, but so far on the speed round, it's been better.
Anyway, okay, Jacob, thoughts, and then let's call it. So, Jacob, thoughts.
Both make an interesting point of argument. I mean, Sandy's kind of relying on his old argument, and Tiki's basically his entire only argument was he's a fun drunk,
He's
and that's it. It's like he's already drunk throughout the films. So
Come on, you can't deny it. He's a fun drunk.
It's like, they almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow being coherent.
God.
So
I think I should get points just based on originality, but that's me. That's just me.
Dragon, you have the con.
Okay, point goes Tiki.
Woo! All right.
Woo! 2-2.
All right, next question. Which Disney film would you return if you were given it as a Christmas gift? Like, which Christmas gift would you return? You know?
Okay.
Which Disney film would you return if given as a Christmas gift?
Does it have to be a theatrical Disney film, like no sequels or?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, sure, it can be. Yeah, the sequel. Yeah, it's points. 8 Science been released like a DVD or a Blu-ray or something. Yeah.
I mean, Fox and the Hound too.
All right. Sanders?
Oh, what was the question again? It was deep in thought.
Anyway, which Disney film do you return if given as a Christmas gift? What movie do you return? Anything released on, like a DVD or Blu-ray? If you were given as holidays.
Pooncephalon movie.
That's a random pool. All right.
Thanks.
Okay. So Fox and the Hound 2 is the most pointless Disney sequel ever. It's the original, which is basically like an allegory for racism by being like, and then they joined a band and all kinds of band nonsense. Pooncephalon movie is actually a pretty competently made, like it was theatrically released. It's got decent animation. It's decent. I feel like Fox and the Hound has literally no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Pooncephalon movie it's Pooncephalon movie. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It's a movie about a heffalump and poo. Like I haven't even seen the movie in like a decade or more. Like it's been like I don't even know how long. But I just remember a pink elephant, and it's exactly why I would return it because I don't like pink elephants.
Wow.
Except if they're in Dumbo.
Oh, you're lucky you got that save in, mister. You're lucky. You're lucky you got that save in. Anyway. Okay. No, I mean Pooncephalon movie, like that character's name is Lumpy, I think, and he's kind of a lovable character. There's literally no characters in Fox and the Hound that are lovable at all. They're all stupid, and the ones from the movie are downgraded and just bastardized.
I think the Pink Elephants on Parade segment is better than this entire movie as a whole. It's just no, it's not good.
I'm happy.
I said it's not good.
It's not good.
I just want to say for the record, Pink Elephants on Parade is better than a lot of full Disney movies.
Jacob,
It's not good.
All right.
Do I have to deliberate? I mean, we obviously know who we're both going to pick.
Deliberate. Mister, deliberate.
Oh, God.
Tiki raised more points again. Raised more points for his own pick. Well, Sandy basically is like, your lack of memory for the whole thing basically kind of derailed your argument. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you should return both of these as immediately as possible. But I think Tiki gave more reasons as to why.
All right. So,
okay. Point goes to Tiki.
All right, so that means I'm up 3-2.
Yep.
Sandy can tie me, or I can win.
Exactly.
All right.
And if there's a tie, we go to the. What about? Are we going to do another coin?
No coin. No.
All right, I was just double checking.
Okay, Jacob, tell me what you want. Do you want a Star Wars related question, or do you want a Muppet related? Actually, they're both Star Wars related. Do you want a Star Wars? Crap! I just realized. Do you want Muppet with Star Wars? Or just want Star Wars?
I think I'll have them flex the creativity and do the Muppet Star Wars.
All right. Okay. Which Muppet would have made the best Yoda? You know, like as an understudy. You know, if they didn't go with Yoda as Yoda, who would they go to? Which Muppet would get the role of Yoda?
Pepe.
Okay. Tiki has got Pepe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Yoda, okay?
All right, Sanders, what do you got?
Tough choice.
Use those brain muscles.
Yep. Big Bird.
I guess, yeah. All right. Usually like to delineate between Sesame Street and Muppets, but I mean, like it gets under the Jim Henson.
Yeah, Sesame Street are like they're like cousins to the Muppets.
I mean, I was able to use Count Von Count once, so
Guys,
I don't see
Big
why.
Bird sang at Jim Henson's funeral. He's a Muppet. Come on.
Don't make light of that. Don't make light of that.
I'm not. I'm saying.
I don't think he is. He's not trying to. He's trying to make a point. I'll defend
Came on
Sandy
very
on that
facetiously. I just want to. Okay, fine.
And like I said, I was able to use Count Von Count once, so I don't.
All right.
All right. So Tiki, whenever you're ready.
So the funny thing is, I feel like both of our choices kind of based on kind of like, you know, reverse expectations. Whereas Big Bird is just like, it's like, oh, he's big and Yoda's small. Pepe's funny because literally Pepe's entire personality is outside of Yoda. So that's why I chose him. Like, he's a small guy, but he's such a spitfire, like, okay, I'm doing to teach you the Force, okay? That it's just like Muppets and going wrong, and Pepe as Yoda would gloriously go wrong.
Oh, that's bad.
Big Bird is Big Bird. There's not much else you can say. He's a big, yellow, lovable bird who just loves everybody. He's always has a smile, and he's never angry. Yeah, he's yellow.
Come on. Really?
And he lives on, instead of Dagobah, he lives on Dagobird.
I swear to God, Sandy. I swear to God. I swear to God. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. All right, seriously, Sandy, you need to step up your game next time, man. Come on. I feel like I'm debating a brick wall here. I gave you an out, Sandy. You have 15 seconds. Use them.
I've said all I need to. I mean, Big Bird is big as they come. He's a bird. He's just like Yoda. He's he's a rare species.
Jacob, thoughts?
Guys, what can I say? Big Bird is Big Bird. Okay, sorry, Sandy. But in all seriousness, Tiki was really the only one that gave a good reason for it'd be a good fusion between Muppets and Star Wars. I mean, it'd basically be like casting Gonzo as Darth Vader, which technically they already did. So,
couple options with this. I almost went with Gonzo. I almost went with Kermit just because of the wise green guy thing.
Honestly, that probably would have been my line of reasoning.
I was really pulling for someone to pick Kermit because I thought that would have been nice. It just would have been really nice. I don't know.
But I have to admit, Tiki gave more reasons, and even his little teapot short and stuff was kind of more of a reason something than.
I do that. It's just to prove a point. There's a method to that madness.
I'm sorry, Sandy, but I do have to rule in Tiki's favor here.
All right, here's where I'm coming down on it. I'm gonna give the point.
Well, thank you, Dragon. Oh, okay, crap.
Not you, Tiki. So at the end here, Tiki has 4 points, Sandy has 2, so that is game, set, and match.
Yeah. Looks like I win. What a game.
Look at him go.
What a match.
It's like,
all right.
Yay, Tiki wins.
Well, folks, sorry about the technical issues here. I feel like timing-wise, this went well, right? I feel like we were able to crack this out in less than an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was good timing.
We have that going for us, and with cracking this out quickly, plus the technical issues, like me dropping out for a full 5 minutes. I think we should all back. All right, so folks, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next debate.
Later.
Let them fight.